Hey, Scruffy. I came right up to the door. I saw you a minute ago. You're on the mat. So you must have saw me through the curtain. Yeah, so I got, let's see, super supper and kibble. Okay, I'll bring it out. There, we brought out your water. So, just need to do the food. Okay. Food on the table. Glove on. And okay, so I think Scruffy did a mean scratch last night. Or was it the night before? I think it was last night. I'm already losing count. But I don't want to get scratched again, so I'm on edge. So I got up too early again. So yesterday, I think, yeah, it was yesterday, I slept in and got it. I got up early yesterday and I was kind of tired. And I've been getting up too early for the last several days. Wow, I was a little worried he's going to scratch there. So yesterday I kind of regret it not getting up early because there was a opportunity in the stock market that I could have taken advantage of, maybe. But yeah, today, let's see, I could have, well, I got up early enough, but yeah, nothing to actually take advantage of, so figures, right? Not that that was the reason I got up early. It's just, yeah. I just kind of woke up and it's like, well, I guess I can get up. It was really cold this morning, so I kind of wanted to get up just so I can get heavier clothing on. So yeah, it's been cooling down. So a couple weeks ago we had a warming trend and it started feeling like late spring. But yeah, it's completely cooled down and yeah, we're getting into the colder parts of winter again. So I don't think it's hit freezing yet, but yeah, we're starting to get a little close to that. Oh, wow. So I'm not sure what he wanted there, so I was getting a little hesitant. I was worried he's going to turn around and scratch again. Because I was petting him kind of like that yesterday, and that's when he turned around and got really vindictive, and yeah, he was aiming for my hand because I saw that I was kind of far away, and yeah, he was going in trying to really hit the hand hard, and he did multiple swipes. So he knew what he was doing. It wasn't like a reflex action. Like he wasn't just oh shoot, something happened, and he reflexively strikes back, it was, no, I'm going to get this guy. So not happy about that. So I was thinking I might give him a treat or something yesterday. But yeah, after that, nope. And that's going to carry over to today. Coffee. So, oh yeah, so I mentioned I was trying to do my taxes, and I've had a lot of problems because a bunch of the forms that I need are not available yet. So I need statements from my financial institutions, and I also apparently need specific forms from the IRS, which are not done yet. So, and then I think the same is for my state as well. I don't think they finished their forms either. So I've been kind of in a holding pattern. I've been trying to jump around, do parts I can do, and yeah, I kind of hit a standstill a few days back, maybe a week ago. So a couple more forms have become available, and then finally today, one of the big forms from my one of my institutions finally became available, and this form was one of several I needed that have a lot of my investment information in, and so that tells so that tells me a lot, or that has a big impact on my owed tax computation, because my investments either have gains or losses, and then the type of a gain or loss. So is it long-term, short-term? Is it a dividend? And so that all has an impact on what your final tax will be. And so one of the big forms I was waiting for, from my brokerage, finally became available. So I'm starting to now at least get a picture of what my tax liability is going to look like. I knew it was going to be ugly, though ugly in kind of an unusual way. So my problem is I'm basically taking lots of losses right now. So my business was destroyed thanks to the government, and basically I'm in survival mode right now. So the major thing I have going for me right now is I have savings, and I put those savings in investments, and so I have dividend-paying stocks and ETFs and mutual funds, and/or but I don't always know what they're going to pay out, and I have to do estimated taxes because I don't have a W-2, and so I have to basically pay the government every quarter, even though I don't know what I'm making, because basically so even if when I had a business that was viable, it's all based on last year's revenue, because so my sales are not consistent. or were not consistent. So I had to estimate it based on the previous year. So if my following year has a bad year, then I overpay, and then I have to basically get a refund. Okay, I think Scruffy's about ready. Yeah, I think you're ready. Okay, let's get food. So this was a really bad year for me, again, thanks to a lot of different stupid things. But last year my taxes were all kind of crazy. And so for the safe harbor issues, I had to. So last year I had like a lot of one-time special circumstances, even though my business was being destroyed. So as my business was shutting down, going into stasis. So it's not technically shut down. There were one-time profits I was taking, and that screwed up my tax computation for this year. So I've been overpaying basically my estimated taxes, and I've been suffering for it because I've way overpaid because I had no idea what my tax liability was going to be this year, because it's really variable, especially with my investments. So the other wild card last year was also my investments, because 2020 was such a good year in the stock market because of all the money printing. A lot of my investments realized a lot of capital gains and dividends, and so I had a abnormally high tax bill last year, even though my profitability was actually, I think, in question. There's like a lot of, so the problem with investments are when they pay out dividends and capital gains, even if you reinvest, or when you reinvest them, you don't actually get to keep the money, but you still have to pay taxes on it. And so I got hit by that. So anyway, I can do a rough estimate now, and I way overpaid my taxes, which is a blessing and a curse. So the curse is, I way overpaid, so the government gets it interest-free, and this is probably the worst year to do that because inflation is so high. So they're basically getting a whole bunch of money interest-free when I should have been using that money and buying tips or something with it, trying to get some yield on it to try to stay ahead of them, or stay at least head above water with inflation. The blessing is that I get a big giant refund back, and my cash flow problem gets relief, basically, because they took so much. I basically had no cash flow at this point, so I can at least breathe again. So let's see. Anyway, today, I saw Scruffy this morning sunbathing out on the deck, and then he moved to the table later in the morning. So I saw him on the table again. I think I actually filmed that. And then he got off the table. I think I saw him on the chair, sleeping, but he wasn't there very long, I think. So then he disappeared, and I don't know where he was. I think he was out in the open deck again. just probably where I couldn't see him. Because when I finally came out to bring out his water, then I saw he was right, in front of the door, or in front of the view. So he was sleeping next to the scratcher. And I brought out his water. He did not approach today, but he also didn't seem to be terrified. I don't think he was thirsty. I think he was just kind of sleepy and didn't really want to do anything, so I went back in. And he actually didn't go back to sleep immediately, so I was kind of surprised by that. So I think just kind of remained there. But I eventually went away, went back to what I was doing. I needed to go for a run today, or at least that's what I told myself. And I had a terrible run again. The last run I did was actually, I think, okay. It was actually, well, all things considered, it was better than I've done in a while. Still a bad run, but at least I was making progress. Today's run was terrible. It was way worse, and I think it was actually worse than 2 runs ago. And I was befuddled by that. I kind of expected to do, if not better, at least kind of in the same ballpark as last time. And so I don't know why I did so poorly today. And so I'm kind of frustrated. I'm thinking maybe it was the weather. It was, colder today. Maybe my legs are just more tired than I hope they are. I was using one of my older shoes. I wasn't using the new pair of shoes. So I thought I'd do better. The pair of shoes I was using, though, these pair I think are more worn out than the other older pair. So my feet were kind of hurting today. So could have been the shoes, maybe. This was one of the reasons I was starting to use the new shoes, because I did notice, my shoes are not helping me too much recently. And this particular pair more than the other pair. But whatever the reason, kind of a bad run. So let's see, at the entrance to the park, didn't get any footage since I didn't bring my camera, but I saw the pal, the friendly cat, a black and white cat. So he was at the entrance. He was trying to hide from me. He was in the brush, and as I got close, he ducked down, hoping I wouldn't see him, but I made it clear I could see him. He didn't run away, but I don't think he appreciated me being there. And then when I left the park, he was still there. And then right when I was leaving the park, he dashed into a few meters away. I think he was trying to pounce on a squirrel. I think he saw a squirrel come out, and just happened as I was coming out, the squirrel popped his head out, and he dashed over to the hole. He didn't seem to get it, and he kept looking down the hole, and then he was waiting for the squirrel, I think. But he kept turning his head, looking at me. I think it was making him nervous. So I blinked slowly at him every time he looked at me, and then he turned his head back and looked at the squirrel, and then every so often he would look back at me. And kept doing that until I finally left. I figured let him have a squirrel. I don't know if he caught it. Okay, folks, I think I'm going to go in. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.